Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the latest episode of the Airplane Show. My name is Greg. We're live in my basement. Well, that's a lie. I don't really have a basement. That's a lie. But we are live where we need to be live today. I need to adjust this camera just a little bit. One moment, folks. I thought I had all this worked out beforehand, but I didn't. I could go back to where it was at, but just give me one moment. Let me just go ahead and fix this here camera a little bit here. Let me zoom out. All right, I might have to. Yeah, let me switch this a little bit. Hang on a second here. All right, and let me zoom in a little bit on this here crop pad here. So left, let's do 400. All right, 375 is good there. All right, that works. That's close enough. Actually, let me move the top down a little bit. There we go. Okay. We can see me moving the yoke, so y'all know, and you can see the levers. All right, very good. So we are sitting here at what the hell is the name of this airport? Give me 1 second here. We are at the Aberdeen, UK airport, getting ready to recreate this here Wideroe flight from Aberdeen to Bergen, Norway. It's a real flight. It's a Wideroe 399. I chose this flight because I'm a dork. I took the tail number that we have here, LN-WDH, and I plugged it into FlightAware, and I saw what airplane it was flying, so I was like, we're just going to recreate this flight. So we don't usually do things by the checklist. We're going to do that today. And then while we're in the air today, we're going to be checking something out that I thought was pretty cool. The world's largest mini airport in the world. It looks pretty dope, actually, from the little bit that I could see. So yeah, man, don't be scared. Hit like, hit subscribe, tell your mama about us. And yeah, man, we're going to get this here party started. I might be back later tonight with a new flight with the Sovereign Citizen Plus. At least that is the plan. Let me make sure we have game audio is good. All right. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and play this here intro, and then we will get this party started. Be right back. All right, so that's all done. Let's go ahead and get this bitch turned on. Oh, we got to turn on say intentions. We're going to use say intentions, I think, instead of the in-game ATC. All right, very good. So circulating fan, let's, oh, you know what? Let's take it off pause first. Let's go ahead and get the outside connected first. All right, so that's now connected. Let's turn on the recirculation fan. All right, let's go ahead and check our aircraft. Exterior looks good. All right, gear door, make sure main landing, okay. Okay, gear is down, lock release. All right, so that's all good. Flight deck preparation, briefing. Yeah, let's pull our flight plan into Avatab here. Oh, you know what? I never pulled it in. Give me 1 second here. Shit. I hope I can do this while I'm in the simulator. Fuck, I forgot to do that. Damn it. Give me 1 moment. Let me let's go to the right page. I'm pretty sure I can do it while we're in the simulator here. All right, let's erase flight from last night, and then let's go ahead and copy our latest flight plan here. Put it in charts. All right, now if we pull up charts, let's see, it should be in here now. Oh, it didn't update. There we go. Here's our flight. Here's our tail number, LN-WDH. All right, let's get EGPD. All right, so that's now plugged in there. We can say that's done. All right, now before start, circuit breakers, let's make sure all them's in. They all look pretty good. All right, these look pretty good. All right, they look pretty good. Circuit breakers on. Let's get the power turned on here, so we can start getting our flight plan uploaded and all that. Let's put our battery on. Battery main, auxiliary, standby, and external power. We can turn those generators off for now. Let's go ahead and check our okay, that all looks good. All right, let's test the APU. That works good, and that works. Okay. All right, that works. Excellent. All right, let's get everything turned on. And then after we get our screens on and everything, we'll contact ATIS. Multifunction display. Let's turn this screen on. Turn multifunction display on. Primary flight display. Turn that on. Here. Display brightness, get that turned on, turn that on. Okay. That all looks good. Those are doing its thing. Let's turn on COM 1. Accept. And accept. All right, let's go ahead and get our weights and shit. So select next load. So we have 2888 for fuel. So let's plug that in. Passengers, we have 63. Oh shit. Okay, baggage 1572. So total cargo 1572. All right, so that should put our total weight at 27.3, and we are pretty close. Empty weight's a little different. We have a total of 1 hour and 30 minutes of fuel. All right, that works. So let's go ahead and all right, load summary. In 2,300 kilograms. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right, turnaround has been started. Oh, yeah, I forgot they give you the people's names. Oh, we might be done. Okay, so that's all good. Let's that's fine. We can leave that like that. All right, let's go ahead and get our flight plan programmed in here, and then we will get ATIS. That is a little backwards, but I'd rather just get ATIS and then get clearance for pushback. I don't want to do ATIS first and then have to program the flight route, even though this will only take a minute to do. Well, maybe a little bit longer than a minute, but not much longer than a minute. Not much longer than a minute. All right, so let's put in our next waypoint. That's ADN. Actually, where is ADN at? Oh, okay. ADN is the VOR station here. Okay. Then we have BEREP. Yeah, I am convinced that this is the best airplane in all of X-Plane 12. You think there's a different airplane, you can try to change my mind. You can try to convince me, but I think this is the best airplane they make in the game. By far. All right, part, we have runway 16, so that's number 3. This is just like the system we used last night. Let's get rid of that. Delete that out. But you know what? I don't know why I keep going down there. We can just click on this. I always forget about that. I get so used to how it is in Microsoft that I forget some of these things exist. All right, arrival. We are arriving hopefully on runway 35. We are doing the MODNI Papa. And then we're doing ILSW, more than likely. So that would be number 2. And then rivet for our transition. Let's get rid of this link, no link here. All right, so we should be now completely set up for our flight plan. We got rivet in here a couple of times. All right, no worries. Yeah, let me get rid of this rivet here. Okay, that works. Now let's go to fuel, passengers. All right, we're in kilograms. We have a total of, should be 63. Yep, 63 passengers. All right, cargo, we have 623. And total fuel is 2888. First weight 25.8. That's fine, because our zero fuel is about 2,000 pounds off as well, so that's fine. We can do that. We don't have any messages, but there is a menu there. Okay, that's fine. All right, so that's all set up. Let's close this out. Let's get say intentions pulled up. Let me get them started up here. Hopefully they'll pull up the correct flight info. I didn't force it. I didn't force it for anything in particular. Sometimes I force it for the certain airplane that I'm flying. All right, let's see here. What's ATIS? So 114.3. What? Can't be 114.3. Oh, sure is. All right, you know what? We can just pull it up from here, actually. Oh, they don't really have an ATIS. All right, let's just call for clearance. We have ground 121.705. Let's see how our boy Nigel does for clearance. Let's see how he sounds.
Airport ground, Pilatus 955 Papa Sierra. We're ready to receive our IFR clearance.
Papa Sierra.
Pilatus 5 Papa Sierra, cleared to ENBR via the ADN departure runway 16.
Damn it.
Initial climb 4000, squawk 5273.
All right, let me do a new flight real quick. Hang on. Let me go into say intentions and fix this. Here, we can fix it together. Let me just get them pulled up real quick. All right, let's see here. Display capture. All right, let's go to settings. Let's force it to Havilland. Aircraft call sign to Havilland. All right, and we are going to add a new one in. Let's we'll do Wideroe. All right, Wideroe. Flight number is 399, but the tail number is. Let's add in a new tail number. Actually, you know what? We don't need a tail number. We'll do 399. All right, 399, and we'll say it's white. All right, Wideroe 399er. All right, there we go. Now we should be good. Let's just make sure our co-pilots and shit are the right ones. Yep, Nigel, nose wheel, Throttleton, and Astrid Hansen. All right, good. So now let's go ahead and do a new flight. Connect the ground again, and let's recall this. Let's have Nigel do it again.
Aberdeen Dice Airport ground, Wideroe 399er. We're ready to receive our IFR clearance.
Very good.
Wideroe 399er, cleared to Edinburgh via the ADN departure runway 16. Initial climb 4000, squawk 5443.
All right, passenger signs, let's put them on. Arm the emergency lights. Anti-skid, let's arm that. All right, testing works good. Okay, fuel transfer and quantity. Okay, fuel is looking good. Emergency brake pressure. Check. Power levers are disconnected. Condition levers are cut off. Takeoff data is reviewed. Okay, let's get the APU turned on. Start. All right, what did they initially clear us up to? Let's see here. 4,000. Not sure where our flight crew is. All right, there's that. Let's go ahead and get our ATC code plugged in. That's 5443.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There we go.
welcome aboard
Thanks,
Wideroe'S
Astrid.
Flight 399, departing from Aberdeen Dice Airport and heading to Bergen. We kindly ask you to take your seats according to your boarding
Okay,
passes.
so that's
Stow
done.
your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you.
Force start.
If you need any assistance,
APU bleed
please
off.
feel free to reach out to
Anti-collision
any
on
member
red.
of our crew. Thank you for choosing to fly with us today.
There's not really much you need to do after this. After start, there's quite a few things it looks like you need to do, but a lot of it's just checking. All right, so let's go ahead and get clearance for pushback and engine start. First of all, let's get rid of the GPU. We don't need, oh, hang on. Before we disconnect it, yeah, see, it's not good yet. We need to click on that generator button and then turn off that here. And now we're running on the APU. All right, let's get the pushback. Oh, hang on, I gotta set a comm here. Let's see here. So we're still doing ground, I believe. Yeah, we're still doing ground. Okay. Aberdeen ground, Wideroe 399 requesting push and engine start.
Wideroe 399, push and start approved. Face north.
All right, let's change our nav source. Face north, okay. Let's set our barometer here. Currently we have 1014. Excellent. All right, let's get, I think that's good. Yeah, we're ready to go. We need a oh, I thought ground power is disconnected already. All right, now it's disconnected. The chocks, they should move once we start backing up. Because there's no way to do anything different. All right, let's call for better pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
All right, that'll work.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Set our flaps to 15 for landing. Okay, all doors are closed. Hug is about ready.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
It's always the same guy connecting us. Always the same dude. Always the same guy. It's okay though. We like him. He just got a really flat head.
Winching strap and adapter in position. Release parking brake when ready to start pushback.
All right, now I've set this up a little differently with the parking brake than I usually do. I put it on, I didn't realize they had a realistic mode, so I put it on realistic. So I'm guessing we're gonna have to put on the tow brakes first and then release the parking brake. All right, parking brake is released. All right, there we go. Picking this up.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Excellent. All right, let's start up engine number 2. Introduce a little bit of fuel.
Approaching runway 36.
I know they both moved at the same time. I deactivated the dual so I could keep my keyboard up top here. Oh, you fucking crushed the front of the airplane, man. Damn. Let's get engine number 1 turned on. Get the props up to minimum so we can get the generator turned on. Generators 1 and 2 on. All right, let's turn off the APU generator and see if it captures the load. DC1 load, yep, looks good to me.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
All right, parking brake set. All right, external power, APU. DC1 lights are up. Okay, we can deactivate, turn off the APU. Main bus tie is good. Let's turn on bleed 1 and 2 for now. Battery temps. Alright, battery temps look good. Alright, condition levers max.
Disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Standby ETU, and let's check number 3. Okay, that looks good. Alright, elevator travel, let's make sure that travels all the way. Back. Let's remove the control lock, make sure we can turn. Alright, that looks good. And rudders, they do work. Alright, flaps, let's set them for takeoff. Rudder travel, steering. Set that for taxi. Steering is set to on. Taxi lights. Intakes open. Yaw dampener. Light comes on. Alright, so that's all done. That's pretty much all you really have to do. We need to make sure we're trimmed properly. So let's trim for takeoff. And then let's make sure we are in right takeoff configuration. Excellent. A lot of times when you check the takeoff configuration, if it's beeping at you, it's because this spoilers is still on flight mode. So make sure that's on taxi. All right, so we have, let's see here, flight director mode, put on nav. All right, let's get clearance for taxi. Aberdeen ground, Wideroe 399er requesting taxi to runway 16.
Wideroe 399er, runway 16 taxi via Mike 9er.
Taxi via Mike 9er, Wideroe 16. I'm sorry, Wideroe 399er. All right, so we have Mike 9er, so it's really just going straight, it looks like. Yeah.
Approaching runway 36.
The estimated flight time is approximately 65 minutes. We kindly ask you to pay close
I'm going to give the controls to our esteemed first officer, Mr. Nose Wheel.
Laptops and larger devices should be securely stowed during takeoff and landing. Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are prohibited anywhere on board, including the lavatories. Oxygen masks will drop automatically if needed. Hold the mask firmly, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Secure your own mask before
Feels
assisting
weird
others.
flying this early. I like it. I wish I could do it more often.
Under your seat or between the seats. To use, pull it over your head, fasten it, and inflate it only after leaving the aircraft. Special life vests for children are available. Floor level lighting. Just clear. There are 2 exits and 2 on the The nearest exit may be behind you. In case of evacuation, please leave all personal belongings behind and follow all safety instructions from the crew immediately. If a power bank or any
V-speeds are set.
electronic device becomes unusually warm or shows signs of damage, please inform a member of the crew immediately. For further details, please refer to the safety information card in your seat pocket. Thank you for your attention and for choosing to fly with Wideroe'S today.
Very good, Ashton. You're a very good flight attendant. I can see why Sullivan likes you so much. So let's turn our transponder on. All right, transponder is now on.
Wideroe'S 399er, contact tower on 118.105, bye-bye.
Contact tower 118.105. See you later, Wideroe'S 399er. You know, what are we climbing up to tonight? I have no idea. Let me see here. $23,000 feet. Okay. I gotta fix that screen here in a moment. Traffic on. Cabin crew, take your seats for departure. Cabin crew, take your seats for
Copy,
departure.
Captain. Cabin is secure.
Oh, good. I did call the right one. Aberdeen Tower, Wideroe'S 399er, holding short, runway 16, ready for departure.
Wideroe'S 399er, Aberdeen Dice Airport Tower, runway 16, winds 160 and 7, cleared to takeoff.
There we go. All right, let me give comms to Nose Wheel here. Let's turn bleed off. At least until we get up in the air. We'll turn weather on a little bit later, once we get up in the air a little bit more. Okay. Auto feather on.
Runway 16 remaining.
End top 90%.
300 feet.
Alright, 90% is fine. Okay, that looks good. Alright, let's go. Alright, takeoff power set. Airspeed's alive. Knots. And B1 rotates. All right, positive rate, gear up. All right, let's turn around and capture our first waypoint.
Wideroe'S 399er, contact Aberdeen departure on 119.055. Contacting Aberdeen departure on 119.055. Wideroe'S 399er. Aberdeen departure, Wideroe'S 399er. Good evening, climbing through 1000.
Alright, climb levers set. Yeah, we're taking it kind of steep, but we'll be alright. Alright, flaps up. Go yaw dampener back on.
10 direct ADN, Wideroe'S 399er.
IAS. Autopilot on. And let's set our speed to 10. Alright, excellent. Did they tell us we could climb higher? Alright, there we go. Flight level 200, just called out.
00, Wideroe'S 399er.
Alright, 200 is set. Alright, so we got a lot of hissing going on. Let's see if we can, see if I can get rid of that. I know I can, I just... Give me a moment, let me just rerun the sounds here in the VSD controls. I don't think if I put this on display capture, you would be able to see what I'm doing here. Let's try it this way. Actually, it works better in EQ mode, actually. Alright, we'll just leave that there like that. That way it gets rid of the... Alright, we can turn automatic feather off. Yeah, it's a little better.
3909er.
All right, 230 set. Let's do altitude select. Nose wheel, I handled the comms for a little while. Thank you, though.
All right, Greg. I'll handle the comms for now. Let me know if you need anything else.
That's not what I said, bitch. That's not what I said. Why is that so loud? Oh my God. I have everything turned down. So why is it? Why say intentions? Why? Why do you guys fucking do that kind of thing? All right, that's now set. Maybe if I had the volume up to where it was before, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. I kind of want to take these filters off. Tired of using all these filters all the time, man. Just to get rid of wind noise. Let me turn them off. See if I can get rid of the wind noise a different way. That didn't help at all. That wind noise, man. All right, we're above 10,000 feet. Let's clean up our lights.
Dear guests,
Turn
we
off
are
the
pleased to
fuel
inform
pump
you that
controls
use of
and
electronic
PTU.
devices is now permitted in flight mode. Our cabin service will begin shortly. Thank you for your attention.
Let's put our speed down to 200. Is it icing? Probably icing. All right, let's close the intakes. Oh, cabin pressure. Oh, I forgot to put bleed on, that's why. All right, well, that'll get fixed here in a moment. Yeah, that wind noise is so bad. All right, I can't deal with that wind noise anymore. Let's just put these filters back on. Let me see if I can show you what I'm actually doing. I don't think you guys can see it though. Yeah, you can't see it. Just see my mouse moving. There we go, that's better. We'll just leave it there for the flight. Might not be able to hear some of the clicking, like for flaps and stuff like that, but that's okay. All right, let's put our speed back to 190. Put our weather on.
Wide road 3909, contact Scottish Control on 133.2.
Contact Scottish Control 133.2, Wideroe 3909er. Scottish Control, good evening, Wideroe 3909er, climbing through 7,000 feet for flight level 230.
Wideroe 3909, Scottish Control identified, evening pilot.
Best airplane in the game, hands down. Hands down. No two ways about it. All right, let's get set up for landing. So we have ENBR. And then for arrival, should be 10-2G. And then we should have ILSW. No, for runway, wrong runway here. There we go, ILSW 35. And then also let's get one for the airport as well, so we know where we're going afterwards. Excellent, so that's all done now. Wonder if we plug a route in here, if this will do anything here. Departure, EGPD. And I still have never used this, but actually like do a flight plan. Oh yeah, here's the flight plan right here. Pretty cool. All right, let's go to speed of 180. That'll finish up our climbing profile there. Okay, landing gear up. Here we'll do, actually here, let me just clear all these out so we can keep up with all the check marks. I like clicking on more info when it's available. I think it's pretty dope. All right, after takeoff, yeah, fleet air, we got that. We got it set just in time before everybody started passing out in the back. All right, after takeoff is done, they have passenger signs. Thousand feet away. Altimeters, standard and standard. We'll set cruising power in a moment. Cabin pressure is good and lights are good. So cruise checklist done. When we get up to cruising altitude, we just have to move our props back to minimum, adjust the power as necessary. set you up for VNAV, and we're gonna do 1,500 feet is gonna roughly be our. Oh, you know, I can't do it because it doesn't have the plate plane in here. That's so gay how it doesn't pull it over from one to the other. That's so dumb. All right, 1,500. Okay, so that's now been set. And then I don't know if we're going to have any holding points. We'll check that out in a moment. All right, we're at climbing altitude. I mean, cruise altitude. Let's pull our. You can now see they say MCR, cruise. Let's pull our props back just a little bit. And we are at cruising altitude, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I wanted to show you guys this thing here. Let me turn off the music.
Dear guests, we are now cruising at a comfortable altitude. The cabin crew will begin the snack and beverage service shortly. We invite you to try our popular cinnamon buns and refreshing berry juice from the menu. After the service, selected items from the Wideroe'S shop will be available for your enjoyment. Thank you for flying with us today.
Because here you have everything involved. You've got the
Wow, look at that. Looks like LAX.
geometry of parking areas. You have the multiple central terminal roadways and train stations. You have a multitude of aircraft.
That looks dope as hell. Look at that thing. That is cool as hell.
Of buildings, and it just expands.
I've seen one before where they have airplanes that like take off.
I mean, how
It's like on wires, but this is pretty fucking cool, man.
And that river going around the Mumbai airport. I remember
Mumbai?
I was here.
Huh, I thought this was LAX. Maybe not.
Standing on a wasteland hill.
Oh, that's a different airport.
Down the taxiway. So you're looking down this.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is dope as hell.
Brings back memory, man.
Some people have a lot of time on their hands.
Over it, and you have to spend some time to really see the depth and the breadth of what they created.
Yeah, some people have way too much time on their hands.
58,000 feet. We just arrived at London Heathrow.
Why is my mic
London Heathrow
so loud
what a
sometimes? My God.
fantastic airport with a whole different personality. More of the international
Very cool.
carriers that were colonized by the British.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that.
I worked at Heathrow back in the 80s.
You did? Oh, you are old, dude.
And I always
What's up,
admired
old man?
the close proximity
old as dirt,
of all these
dude.
aircraft with one another. I saw, for example,
Man, YouTube is still bitching about my bit rate. Man, fuck you. Fuck off. Damn stupid ads. Curse you, stupid ads.
Coexisting. I saw Air India and Iraqi, Air Canada.
Oh, I don't have the banner on. You can turn the banner on.
So amazing to see all these carriers pull together in this Terminal 3, which really was an international oceanic.
All right, speed is doing okay.
So this is the beginning of a new build. This is going to be Mumbai International Airport.
That is cool.
It's going to be about a 12-foot by 12-foot display. These are the boards that we've handcrafted, handworked. They come complete with lighting, with all of the ramp markings, and they'll be cinched together. These boards are made of foam board, and the top, however, is treated with different kinds of art paper to simulate the tarmac, to simulate the runways. And I'll show you as well.
Wow, look at that. Look at the detail on that. It's got the lights in it.
All of the electrical.
That is cool. That's a cool project to work on. I would love to do something like that. That's the kind of job I want. I'm tired of selling insurance, man.
Yeah,
Let me have a job like this where I'm just putting together foam board and airports. I can connect diodes. I can solder shit. Look at these hands. Look at these hands. These hands can solder shit. Look at these sausages we got here. Look at these fat ass sausages we got.
Models. Obviously, we also have to have all the ground equipment, all the foliage and the trees and the equipment. And for Mumbai, for example, I had Jake from Jet Set Models build me these beautiful little Indian taxi cabs. And so these are going to be
That's cool.
on
The
display.
rickshaws.
The rickshaws, right?
Yeah.
And also in black. So
Rickshaw
we really
nuts.
want to, give it a real sense of realism.
That's cool as hell, man. Anyways, I thought that was pretty dope. All right, we can go back to listen to music now. But I thought that was pretty cool, man. We'll find something else to watch while we're flying the Cessna later. Doing good there. I'm not sure if I'm sold on the single queue. I might switch that to double, especially while I'm landing. I like having the double. I like having the plus sign. I'll leave it here. We'll see how it goes. All right, fuel is looking good. When you're coming in for landing in these airplanes, if you're doing a VOR or an ILS, this format button down here, you hold that in for a few seconds, it'll switch this screen here to look like this screen actually. Like if we were to hold it in now, see? So when we're coming in for landing later, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hold that button in. And we have it set for flaps 15. That's usually how we land. See, look at the discrepancy between 15 and 35. That's a big drop off. When we get lined up as well, what we're going to do also is we're going to click on this reduce landing here, and what that'll do is as long as your throttle is below 50% and you click on that, you can then move your props all the way to max, right? However, even though they're showing max, they're going to stay at MCR unless you move the throttles past 50%. They move past 50%, this goes automatically into max mode. So if we do have to do a go around or something like that, the power will be there right away. But if there's a noise restriction because of the neighborhoods or the landing, clicking on that reduce will keep it a little quieter while we're coming in for landing. Such a pretty game, X-Plane. I came real close to doing a 5-hour flight with one of these. I saw one of the airplanes. I think it was SATA or SATA, however you pronounce it. I want to say that was like a 5-hour flight. I really wanted to fly PAL. I was really trying to fly into Nova Scotia and St. John's, but neither one of the PAL liveries that are available work with this airplane. You can't download them. The link doesn't exist anymore, which is a shame because it's a pretty cool looking livery. This airplane comes with a lot of standard liveries, but I really wanted that one. I wanted it. Now we got about 20 minutes till descent. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted to see if there was any kind of holding points that we had to do here. Let's see here. Anything we could set up in our system to practice. We're coming in on MODNI. There's a hold there. So if we were going to set up a hold, we would go under perform. No. Yeah, under nav, and then maneuver. Find the holding point. Let's go here. Let's click on flight plan. Let's click on MODNI. Let's click on nav. Maneuver. Fix number 4. And then MODNI, the inbound route would be 58. Outbound 238. We have left-hand turns. And then we could actually arm to hold at that point. What? There we go. 1 minute. Right now it's a direct entry, which makes sense. That's cool. And then if we needed to arm it, we could just arm it there. You can also do things like heading. You can change your heading mode in here. See, right now we're on 45. If we were to put that like 150, you could do that. And then it would change it to 50 if we were in the right mode. Of course, we're not in the right mode because we're in nav mode right now. If we were in heading mode, it would have worked. Pretty cool little system they have here. There's BEREP. There's one of our spots right there. And then from BEREP, we have MODNI. Probably around here somewhere. Our airport is right around here somewhere. Here's our airport right here. There's MODNI right here. Is our transition. All right, we're just going to say 7,000 feet. It It might not be 7,000, but that's what we're going to go with. So we have a I would say landing speed of well, we can just put it at 200, I guess. Put it at 210. Decision height is set. We have a course of 350, it looks like. Yep, 350. Set our course for 350. Hey, what's up, dude? What's going on, Grease? How you been? Been a long time, man. I'm still sitting here in the same seat. What's up, dude? How's life over in a better part of the world than America? America sucks. It really does, man. I would love to move to I don't want to move to a different country, but I would love to move to a different state. Maybe it's just my state. I'd love to move to like Wyoming or Montana, somewhere near the mountains with good internet. Tired of living around a bunch of hoodlums. Yeah, I haven't moved. I sleep in this seat. Yeah, we do everything in this chair. I'm kidding. I don't. That's just it's a bad joke. All right, what was I getting ready to do? Oh yeah, that's right. Let me we got some time. Let me go into heading mode. And then just make sure let's make sure this is set up for landing. Of course, at 350. Sometimes they do. I got other seats that look just like this one, but yeah, sometimes they do. When I allow them to sit down. When they're done doing all the chores they got to do around the house. All right, and then it's a win, that's for sure. Absolutely. All right, so we have 110.5. Let's get that set up. We'll just come down here and do it down here. So 110.5. And then we'll do the same thing for number 2. What's Darren writing on there? What's Darren writing? And then the BOR station is 115.55, so let's at least get that set just in case. All right, very good. So that's all set up now. We're going to begin our descent here pretty soon. Shouldn't have much longer left, actually, until we begin our descent. Yeah, about 14 minutes. We'll have, what's his name? Nigel Nosewheel Throttleton. We'll have him take care of the comms on the way down. Then we're going to get turned around and set up for another flight. We're going to be flying the Cessna. Oh, wow, that is pretty interesting. Phoenix put on Discord that somebody's selling this Thrustmaster for $1 million. I'll take 2 of them. That's funny. That can't be real. A Thrustmaster Airbus side stick for $1 million. It does. It has a $sign, so... Oh, it's nearby. It's nearby to Jake, so Jake can buy it. Jake, you should get that. Oh, the legendary Tupolev is coming to Microsoft Simulator from FlyJSim Studio. That's cool. Oh, you put all that shit up here, Grease. Famous Flyer 10 to Boeing 707. Yeah, hopefully they got the right sound package for the 707 now. I don't want to hear any more Cessna engines. Yeah, this is X-Plane. Yeah, I'll be jumping in Microsoft Simulator on the next flight. But yeah, this is X-Plane. They don't have a good de Havilland in Microsoft. They have a couple bombardiers like this, or a couple of de Havillands. This is not a bombardier. They have a couple of airplanes similar, but not like this. This one's like a whole different level. Oh, shit, we gotta go back in nav mode. Hey man, communists make pretty good planes. I'm okay with that. Alright, we're back up on LNAV. Yeah, that Tupolev.
Contact Polaris Control on 124.58.
Contact Polaris Control 124.58. Wideroe'S 39er. Yeah, those communist planes are okay, man. I like that Tupolev. The free one, I'm not such a big fan of because it looks just like an Airbus on the inside, and I have a hard time believing that it's just like an Airbus on the inside, but it could be. Could be. I could be wrong. Polaris Control, Wideroe'S 39er with you, flight level 230.
Wideroe'S 39er, Polaris Control identified. Good evening.
Yeah, I'm cool with 3 engines on a communist plane. I'm dope. I like that Tupolev. They got a lot of good airplanes coming out soon. I just hope that these studios don't cheap out on certain things. Like I'm so tired of having to use like 8 different filters just to get rid of the wind noise. It sucks, man. Like you know, like even now I have a filter on this one to get rid of all the wind noise. Just the wind noise on these simulators is fucking terrible. Most of the time it's tolerable on some airplanes, but some airplanes it's just like that's all you hear. Yeah, those airplanes look pretty good, man. That Tupolev looks pretty dope. I'm really psyched about the 307. I really hope they do a good job with that. Alright, so we got about 10 minutes until we begin our descent. Actually, I'm gonna start. I think I might start descending now. Well, you know, let's hang on. Let me see when they have us descending. It's only in a couple of minutes. Oh, they got us descending in 13 minutes. Let's see what happens. Let's let say intentions descend us. Here, I'll show you what I'm looking at here. Let me get let me share my desktop. See, they got us descending in 13 minutes, so we'll leave it. See if they get it right, or if they usually get it wrong. Usually they don't leave us enough time to descend properly. Okay, departing 35, winds 320 at 11. QNH 1009. Transition level is 9,000. All right, that's good to know. Yeah, I can't wait to try that Cessna out again, that Sovereign Plus, that CP CLD system. I forget exactly what it's called. I think CD, LPC, it's whatever the system is where you can use like the screen to interact with the ATC, so you don't actually have to talk with them. They just send you a note saying, you know, you're okay to go to flight level 330 or, you know, descend in 15 minutes. That system worked so well last time. I'm just on the fence about trying it on the flight I'm getting ready to do, because I'm getting ready to fly from, we're either flying from Miami to Antigua or from the Dominican Republic to the Cayman Islands. I'm looking at like one of those two flights. Oh, no, we're not. Actually, I lied about that. We're flying from somewhere in like Wyoming to Phoenix, I think. Not the big Phoenix airport, a different airport. That's right. I kept it in America because I want to try that system out again. Let's get some different music going. Explain. It like always works. It's such a big difference in gameplay between this and Microsoft Simulator. Microsoft's cool. It looks great usually, like the ground textures. Man, it's like hit or miss if that airplane's going to work or not. I'm really excited for this new update they have coming out soon. They have this update coming out for the national parks in America. That one, I think it comes out on July 4th. I am really looking forward to that one. I think that's going to be a really cool add-on, having all the different national parks in America. Yeah, they did a good job with the 727. I bought the expansion for that too, the Super 27. Man, that's a nice airplane, that 727. Yeah, FlyJSim Studios did a good job on that thing. They have an update coming out on the E-Jets as well soon too. The E-Jets have a big update coming out soon. Yeah, there's some good things on the horizon for the simulator. I've tried buying more planes for X-Plane, but I don't like them really. Like I bought Flight Factor, the A320. It's mid at best. I mean, I think actually Inabuilds. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, I know you went on a spending spree recently, or over the last year with mods. I think you bought like everything that was available. That's all right. You got to build your profile back up again. It's been a while since you've had all the mods. Gotta fill up your gigabytes. Gotta fill them gigabytes back up, boy. Yeah, I'm really excited about some of this just coming out. They got coming out soon. That national park. I was gonna get the new plane they had that just came out, the M600 from FS Reborn. I got the exact same airplane, almost the exact. I have the M500 on 2020. It is decent, but you know what? After the last airplane they put out, I don't know if I'm gonna buy rush to buy another one of their airplanes. You know that did they make the E55? Is that them that made that? I think FS Reborn made the E55. I like some of the stuff they did in that E55, but I think the M500 is a lot more study level. Yeah, but I bought the Flight Factor 777 that they released recently, V2, and that one's okay. I like the fact that you can get the co-pilot to do a lot of shit in the airplane, but the A340 is okay. I'm not a huge fan, but the L-1011, that TriStar, that's a nice airplane. That's a nice one that came out recently, and the Fokker 27 that came out recently, I don't know if it's an F-27, but the new one that Fokker came out with recently, the 27, that's a nice airplane too. But yeah, that new L-1011 is a pretty good airplane. It's a pretty nice airplane. All right, there's our top of descent there. So let's get set up for VNAV. I don't think we can activate VNAV in this airplane until it shows on our screen. I'm going to try it, but I don't think we can. I think this is the airplane that doesn't allow us to set it. So let's put this at 12,000. Do altitude and... Right, that's what I thought. VNAV inhibit. We have to wait for our system to tell us it's time for VNAV. Once this pulls up VNAV on here, then we can activate VNAV. All right, let me get Nigel to take care of the comms. All right, Nigel is now going to handle the comms. We'll wait for them to descend us. Hopefully, it'll all line up properly. If not, we're going to start descending anyways. Yeah, it says we got 5 minutes until descent, so we're pretty close. I think you can arm VNAV when you're 5 miles away, I think. One thing I like about X-Plane way more than Microsoft is how you can have these screens just as pop-ups. I don't know why we can't do this on Microsoft. Why somebody hasn't come out with a mod yet, or ooh, we can arm VNAV. There we go. Yeah, why nobody has come out with something yet where we can have these screens pop up, I have no idea. This message is going to say we're good for VNAV. Yeah, the F-27 came out a while ago. I don't know. I don't know how it's possible on Microsoft. I don't know. I shouldn't say I don't know how. I know there's some airplanes that you can do it on. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just for this particular airplane. Yeah, there's something to click. It is Alt plus the mouse. It is. It's either Control or Alt plus the click. Yeah, I've done it before on a couple of airplanes too. It's not something that's very common though. It just seems like on X-Plane there's a lot of airplanes you can do it with. I know you're a Microsoft fanboy. I know I'm talking to the wrong crowd here about X-Plane, but it's all good. It's all good, man. It's okay if we don't have the same opinion. Now, I forget what airplane. There was an airplane recently in Microsoft that I could do it on. I don't remember the airplane though. Trying to think back because it wasn't that long ago that I flew it. I don't remember which one. All right, we're getting ready to descend. It's a lot of money, dude. 10 grand? Yep. All right, let's pull back our Polaris Control, good evening. Wideroe 399er. We've begun our descent into Bergen. Now, are you talking about 10 grand that you spent total, like with all the simulators?
Descend altitude 4000, QNH 1013. Descending to altitude 4000, QNH 1013.
Like, are you talking about all the mods that you bought on the previous one and these? yes, you should have enough content at this point. Unfortunately, there's always going to be something that comes out. That's a problem. Because I'm the same way, man. I buy airplanes like it's candy. And I shouldn't. But I do. Almost every airplane that comes out, I talk myself into buying. Sometimes I feel bad about it afterwards. Like that FlightAware A320, I should have bought 2 lists. But I was expecting flight factor to be like better than PMDG, but they're gonna run out of planes at some point. Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of planes to make still. I still would like to see them do different add-ons for airplanes for sound packages. Like, I think SoFly has a new sound package coming out for like rain and different effects. But I tell you, that last package I bought from SoFly, I am not very impressed with it. I bought the ecosystems or eco soundscapes or whatever it's called, where it's supposed to give you like different sounds depending on what part of the world you're in, and like the sounds suck. Like, they are really bad. I do like FS Realistic Pro, I think is what it's called, or FS Real Pro. That I like a lot because it like your character moves like from breathing and different situations with turbulence. Like I think that's a pretty cool one where it like changes the camera, makes it shake or makes it like act like you're breathing. That's a pretty cool thing. But yeah, that Eco Soundscapes, I tried it for a while. I just did not. I want.
Contact Flight approach on 121.005. Contacting Flight approach on 121.005.
All right, let's so descent altimeters.
Approach wide road 399er. Good evening. Flight level 190 for 4,000. Pleasant approach identified. Good evening. Cleared receive transition. Expect the ILS Whiskey runway 35 approach into Pleasant. Verify information, Yankee.
Information Yankee. Copy that. Wide road 399.
Cleared within transition. Expect ILS Whiskey Hisky runway 35 approach into Pleasant. Wide road 399er.
I understand. A lot of the general aviation aircrafts are pretty much the same on the inside. Like a lot of the Pipers are the same. A lot of the Cessnas are the same. Like if you get into the cockpit of like a Cessna Longitude, a Cessna Latitude, the CJ4, like they all look the same on the inside. I get what you're saying. You could say the same thing about Airbus though, and about Boeing on some of their airplanes, but I think you can do a lot more with some of these older airplanes, like the 732 that just came back out on X-Plane. That's a cool airplane, the 737-200. It's similar in a lot of ways, but different in a lot of ways too. All right, I wonder if I take the filters off, what the sound's going to be like. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I know what you mean about bonanzas. Yep. Ugh, that's terrible. Jesus Christ. So if I take the filter off, that's what it sounds like. Wow. Those VST plugins do help out a lot, that's for sure. Those plugins that are available for OBS, they do help out quite a bit, that's for sure. Yeah, business jets. There's a Dassault Falcon coming out soon that I'm really like, I can't wait for that thing to come out. I am really looking forward to that Dassault Falcon coming out. That's like my favorite business jet. I think it's so awesome you can have a business jet with 3 engines. That's like amazing to me. All right. Let's put on, let's open our intakes. altimeters, okay. No, you're probably right. There's, I mean, there's, and helicopters too now. There's jets and helicopters for anybody that wants them now. You know, if you want to do aircraft carrier landings, there's tons of airplanes. Yeah, I agree. It's the best it's ever been right now, flight simulation. I've been thinking about getting into DCS as well. That's one thing I've been really thinking about that lately, about getting into DCS. But yeah, flight simulation is amazing right now. The level of detail, and I was listening to a real pilot on YouTube a few weeks ago saying that yes, this is different than like flying a real airplane because of right. Yo, that new the new A380 looks dope as hell, man. That new, the one from ENBR's. ENBR's, if that A380 and the A220 that they're coming out with, if they're both like the level that they're at, I think if there's going to be some high-end study level airplanes. That A380 looks amazing that ENBR's is putting together.
Thank you for your cooperation.
All right, we are getting below 10,000. Let's put our tanks back on. Let's put on our pumps. ENBR's make some good stuff. I just think they cut corners sometimes, like with certain things not working. But man, what I saw those commercials lately, those advertisements for the new A380.
We are now beginning our final approach into
You shouldn't be that loud,
Please
bitch.
turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we arrive.
Goddamn Astrid.
Kindly put your tray tables away.
That bitch didn't even ask me if I wanted something to eat tonight or drink. Usually she asks me if I want something, but...
The weather in Bergen is currently overcast. with a
Alright,
temperature
let's turn
of
off the
10
weather.
degrees Celsius. Our assigned gate is Apron South Gate 9. Thank you for your cooperation and for flying with Wideroe'S today.
Let's turn weather off here. We're just gonna go, let's do VS mode. And we're gonna go down at 1,300 feet per minute. This is my favorite airplane out of all airplanes in the simulator. Both simulators, all three simulators. This is my favorite airplane out of all of them. This Dash 8 400, man, this is such a fun airplane to fly. FlyJSim did a really good job on this thing. I jumped as soon as I saw that 737 come out, but 737 from FlyJSim is not as good as this airplane. I almost wish I didn't buy that airplane. I know we're getting one soon. Yeah, I forget who's making it, but yeah, I know there's one coming out soon. Yeah, I am all about that airplane. I've been flying this airplane for a long time. I started flying this thing on Aerofly many years ago, probably like 10 years ago. I need to turn the APU back on? I don't think I do. Nope. Okay. Oh yeah, we gotta set our shit, what is our pressure? Let's see here. 1009. Big guy is caged. Is that on the 307? What did they yell? What did they yell that on? What airplane did we fly recently? And the guy yells at you. The guy is caged. I forget. It's one of the airplanes that came out recently, or that came out again recently. I think it was a local legend. Might be the L-1049. Is that the TriStar? That's what it was. The Super Constellation. That's what it was. Yeah, it's either the co-pilot or the engineer who yells at you. He's like, the guy in his cage. You'll just be cruising, and all of a sudden he'll just yell at you. Like, what? Why are you yelling at me? What the fuck, dude? All right, we can actually probably switch up. No, I guess we could switch modes after we make our next turn. Yeah, let's actually go into heading mode. Let's switch our nav source. And let's switch this here. Yeah, the DC-6, that should be out, I think, relatively soon for Microsoft. I thought that thing was coming back out. I could have sworn that they came out with it again recently for 2024, but I could be wrong. Maybe they released it on their website and it just hasn't been released in the marketplace yet or something like that. But the DC-6, from what I understand, should be available now. All right, let's click on approach mode. We're about 22 miles out. Auto feather.
Wideroe'S 399er, descend altitude 3,000 feet, cleared for the ILS runway 35 approach via REVIP. Descending to 3,000 feet, cleared for the ILS runway 35 approach via REVIP. Wideroe'S 399er.
All right, so we are currently at about, I say we'll go down about 800 feet per minute. That's probably pretty close to where we're at ground speed. Yeah, ground speed is 209. All right, so we should be at about 1,000 feet per minute if we do 5 times the ground speed. Let's altitude select that bitch. Slow down. We should be capturing the localizer pretty soon, I would think. Oh yeah, all right, we're still a little bit away, I guess. As long as we can capture the localizer before the glide slope comes into play, we'll be okay. What kind of bug did you fix on the DC-6? I didn't even know it had a bug. It's a great airplane, DC-6. That thing is so much fun to fly. Did you learn it so well that you don't need the engineers to start the airplane? Like, can you start up everything? And... All right, localizer is captured. Cabin crew, take your seats for landing.
Copy, Captain. Cabin is secure and crew are taking seats now.
Oh, oh yeah. So when you fixed it, like, what'd you do to fix it? We're almost ready for flaps. Once we start descending more, I'll put flaps down. We only have to go 2 notches. Yeah, that'd be cool if you post it. Yeah, I'd be interested to check that out. All right, we're 13 miles out. Oh, I see the runway now. It's up there. Okay. So let's go flaps 1 now. Remember, we only have 2 levels of flaps we're doing because we're landing flaps 15. We'll arm the reduced top landing once we capture the glide slope. And then hopefully we'll butter this bitch. Anything under 300 I'll take. This is a tough airplane to butter though, so we'll see if we'll do it. Sometimes it takes us a few attempts.
105, Wideroe'S 399er.
All right, glide slope has almost been captured. Once that captures, we'll go ahead and lower the landing gear.
Wideroe'S 399er. Good evening. Established on the ILS runway 35 approach.
All right, go around altitude is.
399er plus power, Roger, continue approach.
We'll see. All right, we'll leave it at 3,000 feet. That's kind of what it looks like. Sweet, I just saw you posted it. I'll check it out in a little bit here. All right, glide slope is capturing. Let's put the landing gear down. Let's arm reduce top landing. Now push the props all the way forward.
399er, runway 35, wind 320 at 11, cleared to land.
And turn bleed off.
Runway 35, cleared to land. Wideroe'S 399er.
All right, we're descending. I'm going to leave the props at around 20, 23, 24. That should be a pretty good spot for us to slow down and land. It doesn't look like it yet, but it should be okay. Actually, no, I can't do that yet. We actually need to slow down quite a bit. Let's go next level flaps. Yes, we need to get down to our landing speed. Never landed this airport before. I'm pretty excited about landing this one. I love landing over water. One of my favorite landings is coming into Tokyo and flying over the water and just, yeah, I love water landings. All right, let's go flaps full. Just flaps 15. We'll keep our props at about 30%. We're going to deactivate the autopilot here in a moment. We should be okay where we're at. Yeah, at 30% there. We'll let it take us down a little bit more. We actually need a little more power. Let's go 35. All right. My control. Starting the yaw dampener off as well. It's been a while since I've landed this thing. Let's see what kind of damage we can do.
Approaching runway 35.
Damn it, I can't look at the chat right now. I want to look at the chat, but I can't. is that so loud compared to everything else? Like, what the fuck, man? Blow out my eardrums. Blow out my old man eardrums. Maybe I should grow some hair in my ears and then it won't be so loud. That's what I should do. That's what I'll work on that. I'll grow some hair.
Terrain 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh my god, that was terrible. All right, we'll come back in on another landing. Let's do this here. Let me turn off sand tensions. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a bad landing. All right, let me Ooh, that's embarrassing. All right, let's go back and let's 10 miles out. Confirm and start with the engines on. All right, there we go. Wow, that was embarrassing. Jesus Christ. So if you fly the DC-6 with game and counter... Oh, and it... Okay. Yeah, if I catch that bug next time, I'll certainly try that out. Does that work on both, like, 2024 and 2020, or, like... I know, man. The devil made me do it. All right, let's go landing gear down. Yeah, sometimes it takes me a couple of times to get used to this landing. This is a tough airplane to butter. We done it. I got plenty of landings on Discord of me like getting like minus 100, minus 150, but sometimes it just takes a few minutes. Sweet. Yeah, I think I flew the DC-6 once on 2020. I'm sorry, on 2024. But it should be like a native release here. I want to say in the next, like, it should be already released to the marketplace, from what I understand. We're just going to go props max on this landing so we have power. That was part of the reason why we kind of sank. We're running out of power. These engines are so massive that you start pulling the throttle back, you will slow down real quickly. Let me check our trim here. Okay. All right, let's get lined back up with the runway. Yeah, man, I want to do... we've been talking about doing a shared cockpit for a while. I don't know if that's if we can do that yet. I would love to do that with some of you guys. That would be so fun to have like somebody as an engineer, somebody as a co-pilot. I think that would be dope as hell. There's got to be a way to do it. Got to be a way to do it. All right, I got a better feeling about this landing already. All right, let's turn off the yaw dampener. We are really high. Jesus Christ. Let's get down a little bit here. Come on, we got Astrid in the back, man. We gotta impress Astrid. You got some friends that are coming out tonight. Former giraffes. Former giraffes, man. How's giraffe hunting going, man? Is this are you in giraffe hunting season? Yeah, that'd be great. Like, oh, I thought you wanted the engines off. I'm sorry about that. So sorry. I could have sworn you said turn the engines off. That's what it sounded like. All right, let's leave our engines alone this time. Let's just leave them at 32. You fuck with the engines too much on this landing that it really will, like, make you sink out of the sky. All right, so far so good. Glide slope looks good. We're on path. Speed is okay. It's a little fast, actually. No terrain, bitch.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
How is that 412? What in the fuck, man? That is no way. There's no way. There's no way. We got to do this again. There's no way, man. What the fuck, dude? No fucking way. That was soft as a motherfucker, man. That should have been minus 200. Man, this fucking game, man. All right, gear down. Props up. Flaps down. No way was that minus 4 something. Turn the yaw dampener back off. I just want one good landing. That's it. That one was pretty good. I mean, that was a pretty good landing. This is not an airplane you're really supposed to butter, but man, I like me some butter, man. That shit tastes good. I'm trying to get that soft, silky smooth touchdown before we move on to our next flight. We will get it too. I need to take my own advice and stop fucking with the engine so much. I just need to pick out a spot and leave the power set there. Once we start descending. Well, I tell you, one of my favorite giraffes that's out there now, man. There's this model Penny Lane. I don't know if you're familiar with her, man. You should Google Penny Lane, dude. If you ever see her in Greece, plant your flag, dude. I think she's dating some actor, probably some actor, but man, she is ferocious, dude. I've never really simped on a girl, but I would simp on that one if she paid me. If she wants an overweight, middle-aged man to simp on her, I'm perfect. Oh, it's what I always wanted. I've always wanted a middle-aged, overweight dude. I have lost a lot of weight, though. I have lost a lot of weight. I've lost close to 60 pounds at this point. Still not vaping. Foam rope. Oh, that's not what that says. I hate when YouTube does this shit. What does it really say? Penny Lane, yeah. On my end, the chat says foam rope with a question mark. One day I was talking to Jake on here, and it said on my end that he was an orphan. And I'm like, really? When were you an orphan? He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, it says on the chat that you're an orphan. And he's like, I didn't write that. And I'm like, all right, well, that's what it says. Yeah, it says foam rope. But yeah, Penny Lane. Yeah, type in Penny Lane. Just like the chick from the Beatles song. She is... Let's get down a little bit. I'm not very confident on this landing right now. We are way fast. Sitting there looking at chat versus paying attention. I always do that. Ever somebody starts chatting, I always want to like look at it right away instead of flying the airplane. I almost forget I'm flying sometimes. Yeah, I mean, we got the touchdown zone. We didn't float it. We're pretty close to center line. That's one thing I've been working on a lot, is trying to get better about capturing center line. All right, let's leave the engines there. 24%. That looks good. Yeah, I like to land this airplane where I'm almost stalling out. That's how you can get buttery landings in this airplane. You have to almost be stalling out. I guess, I don't know. I don't look at her hair too often. There's so many other things to look at on her versus her hair. Yeah, I think she was a brunette.
Terrain. 100.
Yeah, she got a kick-ass body, though, that's for sure.
50, 40, 30, 20.
No!
20, 10.
All right, well, that's acceptable, but we're going to do one more landing. We're going to come in one last time. All right, 35. Let's do, yeah, we'll do 10 miles again. She ruined herself? How'd she ruin herself? Curious minds want to know. I'd be interested to see what your take is on it. Being that you're like the resident pimp. All right, landing gear down. Flaps are full. All right, let's capture this glide slope. I don't blame you. American women are not very nice to men usually. They're very entitled, very needy at times, very two-faced at times. Well, yeah, I've never been a big fan of American women. I've always liked women from Guatemala. I like women from Guatemala. I like Korean girls are my favorite. No doubt. Yeah, Korean girls are my favorite. Oh shit, we gotta get down. Let's get down.
2,500.
I don't know if I've ever dated a girl from Greece. I've dated some from Romania, Czech Republic, Germany, UK. Can't say I've ever dated anybody from Greece. Maybe, no. I understand. Yes. Yes. Yeah, American women are very attractive, but yeah, they are a fucking head case a lot of times. Just out of nowhere. They just, like, it's like a light switch. It just switches on, and all of a sudden they're just depressed. Or they hate you. Or, like, you're doing something wrong and you're not even doing anything. Like, what am I doing? I'm not even doing anything. I'm just fucking sitting here. Like, well, what is your problem, bitch? I'm just sitting here. You don't like me. Really? I don't think I've ever dated a girl from Canada before. I've seen some on the hubs. There was this one ASMR chick that I guess somehow her sex tape got leaked. Some blonde bitch that I forget her name now, but she had a ferocious body on her. But yeah, her ASMR sex tapes got leaked. She had a really weird, like, YouTube name. I forget it now. I'd have to go back and try to find out who that was. I haven't seen anything about her in a long time. But yeah, I've never dated a Canadian girl before. I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to. Just kind of weird. Hey, I'll take your word for it, man. Like I said, you're the resident cocksmith. All right, glide slope. We've been dead on the whole time, which is good. I'm finally paying attention to the glide slope instead of paying attention to chat. Except there, I just looked at chat. Yeah, I'll take your word for it, man. When I start dating again, I'll search for a Canadian girl. I got too much shit going on right now with my kids for me to focus on a relationship right now. Plus, I don't really want a relationship right now. It's one thing to bang out, but I don't want, like, I'm good being single, man. I definitely do not want a relationship anytime soon.
Terrain.
All right, we should be good this time.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
All right, we'll keep that landing. Actually, you know what? Fuck this. We're going to try one last time. We're going to go from 3 miles out, though. We're going to go from 3 miles out this time. We don't need all 7 miles. Yeah, man, I'll keep an eye out, man. You get some of that Canadian. There we go. All right, flaps down. All right, flaps are set. On the prosecutor, smack the juror. Me and my girl will run like Luke and Laura. Some tricks. Seen you at the 5 and dime. We seen your time, but you fly. I'm looking at your ass from behind. Walk by smelling like watermelon. You might make me a felon.
100.
My eyeballs swelling, my nuts start
50,
yelling.
40. 30. 20. 10.
What? How the fuck was that 417? Man, fuck this game, man. We got a couple good landings. We gonna go one last time. How the fuck was that minus 417. That is impossible, man. We buttered the fuck out of that. I swear this game is trolling me sometimes. I take back every bad thing I said about you, X-Plane. You're perfect. Don't change the thing, X-Plane. Don't change the thing. You're perfect.
Terrain.
All right, flaps are set again. I don't get how that was minus 417. That's fucking impossible. We've had 2 under 300 so far. That's okay. I just want to try to get one that says butter. It's been a while since I've had a butter landing on this one. With this airplane. Let's get some feet on the rudder pedals.
Terrain.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20, 10.
There we go. There we go. All right, very good. So yeah, we're gonna. You know, I probably could just like just start streaming. Oh, you know, I can't just stream immediately. Shit. I was going to start streaming immediately with the other airplane. Let me log into Microsoft and just see if there's any updates to anything. Let's do that real quick, and then I'm going to turn this off and then come back in probably about a half an hour. I just want to see if the Sovereign Plus has any updates real quick. I also need to see if Auto FPS has any... Oh, there is an update from Microsoft. Oh, that's cool. All right, well, I'll come back. Oh, you know what? Let me just update this now. Your update in progress. Chicago last played this a day ago. Oh, shit. I don't know who the fuck Sloth is. All right, let's see what they say here. Hopefully everything's cool. Come on. All right, we need to get GPU-Z up real quick. Yeah, I'm a bit on the fence about fixing my computer. Oh, you know what? I want to jump in this so I can get the right levels for the sound. Maybe I'll do that real quick. Get Auto FPS up as well. Yeah, I need to run these plug-in filters and see what levels they have. That way I can get that fixed before I actually fly. All right, game capture. Ah, a new version is available. Okay, sweet. New version of... Yeah, I got it. I'm not installing it just yet. Stop fucking giving me the command, bitch. Jesus. Stop, bitch. All right, we'll auto install it since you don't give me an answer. Since you don't give me a There we go. They don't give me a way around it. They're like, here, you can't say no. I understand it's not going to work right now. It's because we're in the middle of the game. Shit. All right, we can turn off. Yeah, we can turn display capture off. Banner off. Yeah, let's see if there's any updates in here real quick. Yeah, I don't get too upset about the landings, dude. It's just, you know, I know that some of those landings were not as hard as they say. That first one was hard. But some of them landings were buttered, man. You know, there was no way it was minus 417 that one time. I will go to my grave saying that's fake news right there. That's a fun airplane to fly, that A400. Yeah, there should be a couple of new updates out right now. There's a couple of new cities available. And then there's also, I don't think the other ones come out yet. The one with all the national parks. That one I'm really excited for, that national park one. I think that'd be cool to fly around some of the parks of America. All right, come on, bitch, let's go. There we go. Yep, Illinois. I'm not worried about, well, I guess I could just do it now. Let me just update it now. That way it's over and done with. All right, let me check the Sovereign and see if there's any updates. I'm gonna have to start this with the engines on probably so I can make sure we have the right levels. Make sure all my... Oh shit, I gotta change my controller setup too. Shit. PC mode. Yeah, and last time I don't think I flew... Oh, really? Alright, well, we'll up those later. I'm not worried about that. I think that's the only one. Let me see here. Sovereign. Yeah, that's not the right one there. Well, I guess if there was an update, it would say. Unless I deleted it. I don't think I deleted it. Let me see here. I could type Sovereign. Okay, yeah, it's right here. All right, let's go back. Let's just choose any airport. And let's just start on the runway. We turn off live weather as well. I don't need that on right now. All right, clear skies. All right, yeah, let's get these, let's get the right levels for this airplane before we start streaming. If you use OBS, yeah, this is a new plane from Skyward Simulations. It's really nice. The CLD system, I think is what it's called. Hang on, let me get control of this first. Come on, bitch.
TCAS 2, system test passed.
Oh, that's right. We have chase plane now, I think. Shit, I gotta set up my controls again. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, this system down here. We've had this in a lot of airplanes, but this ATC system that they have in here, I have never seen anything like this in this CPDLC system. The whole thing, you don't have to talk to ATC at all. You can just click on what they send you. It is fucking dope. I love it. All right, let me see here. Do we have throttle? Oh, the throttles are separated. All right, let me fix that here. Well, actually, I can just leave them like this for now. You know, I probably should just take off. You know what? Let me just take off real quick. Hang on a second. I got to get chase plane up here. I got to get this fixed. Yeah, that Falcon. I can't wait for the Falcon, man. Absolutely. Okay, so we have button 10 set up. I wonder why that didn't work. All right, let's set this again. View shortcut. Ah, that's why. All right, so let's save this there. Now, do these other ones? Nope. That's camera mode. That's not what I want. Okay, so we got to fix a couple of these buttons here. So camera actions. Go previous. That'd be cool if I'd like to see PMDG make a plane like that. I think that would be really cool. Okay, cinematics mode is button 18. What, they can't both be 18. All right, let's get rid of this. And binoculars, let's get rid of button 20. Binoculars should be right there. Okay, cinematics is that. Okay, very good. And then next, fuck, photographic mode. Okay, toggle. Okay, so toggle chase, that's fine. We have button 4 as well.
Autopilot.
All right, that's autopilot. Button 4. Oh, okay. All right, so button 4. Let's save that. All right, where is binocular mode? Here we go. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Oh, no, and we had photo mode. That's what I need to turn off. Where the hell is photo mode? Look behind. Oh, you know what? Unless it's in, let me see. It might be set up here, actually. Here, yoke. And there we go. That's why it's fucked up. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's put this on airlines. Okay, there we go. And we can get rid of this one as well. Okay, let's get rid of this one as well. All right, spoilers, that's good. Parking brake should be this one here. Custom camera, we can get rid of that. Com swap, okay, that's good. All right, let's check out the yoke real quick. All right, we should be good now. Let's see what this says here. So we have, okay, next. Outside mode, back inside, and that goes back here. Okay, very good. So that's all been set up. Let me set up a couple of camera views here. All right, so EFB. Okay, there's the EFB. Why the hell did that thing just say autopilot? Okay, that's good. That's good. And can I go back? Okay, so that's all good shit there. That's all working right. Let's see here. Is this okay? That's good. That's good. Spot view. Okay, excellent. All right, let's take off real quick. And just... Wait a minute, what did that do? Oh, that puts it in cursor mode? God darn it. These fucking settings, man. It's like every time I jump in here, I gotta adjust so many things. All right, what was I just clicking on a moment ago? Let's see here, search by input. There we go. All right, now we should be okay. All right, let's just set up certain altitude. Hang on a second. All right, so none of these are working heading or... Yeah, doing a full reset is a good thing sometimes in this airplane. In this simulator, sure. Yeah, just delete everything and just start fresh. Absolutely. All right, let's see here. So we have... we don't have this set for... All right, let's delete all these out. And set these for what I need, which is heading and altitude. Okay, so let's get altitude pulled up here. All right, let's see here. Increase reference altitude. Let's try that one. And decrease for that hat. And then let's do heading. All right, increase heading bug. And decrease heading bug. Okay. Now we should be saved. That should be good. Let's see if this will increase our altitude now. There we go. Yeah, I want to climb and then switch this over to the different filters. And let's go into heading mode. All right, very good. Let's take off. And let me make sure our trim is okay, so we don't fuck up our takeoff here. All right, and let's put flaps down. Oh, the flaps didn't move, did they? Our spoilers are still out. Not anymore. All right, there goes the flaps. All right, let's roll. What? Wait a minute. How come the throttle's not moving now? Oh, that's speed brake. Oh, okay, I got you now. I didn't realize I had the throttle there. What's PSVR? Oh, PlayStation VR 2 kit. I would probably work. I would think. I don't see why it wouldn't work. Ooh, this airplane sounds good. Let me get them filters set, boy. All right, landing gear up. Flight level control and heading mode. Let's go flaps up. All right, now let me go into OBS here and play with some filters. First one we're going to do is subtract mode, precise, automatically build noise profile. It could be. Maybe they lost the sound profile too, and it's all just from a Tesla. That'd be funny. All right, so that sounds like that. Now let me put it in EQ mode and see how that sounds. Yeah, see, to me that sounds much better with the rumbling. Let's leave that on. Oh, you know what? Let me leave it in subtract mode first. All right, we got real gate. That's still on -38. Let's see here. Okay, so that's still on -38. That's good. Let's go to real X compressor. All right, so we need to build. So I'm in OBS right now, and OBS, they have these VST filters you can download, and I really can't show it, like it doesn't capture when I'm doing it, but they have all kinds of different filters you can add in, compressors, gates, EQ settings, and I go in and I find the frequencies that are the high-pitched wind, like say it's like 5,000 hertz. I'll drop that one down and boost like the rumbling and the engine. So that's what I'm doing now. So I don't have to do it too often in X-Plane, but in Microsoft I need to do it. Otherwise you're just going to have straight wind the whole time. All right, so we're going to set the first one for 250 hertz. Yeah, I Googled one night, and I got on my AI chat on how to fix the wind noise, and they recommended these filters, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. And it works pretty well. All right, let's see here. So if I turn this one down. All right, so that's our low end. All right, so that sounds decent. Let me increase our altitude so we can keep on climbing. Okay, let's go to real EQ now. All right, low shelf, frequency 250. Do 1,000 on this one. And number 4 is going to be 5,000 as well. So right now I'm at frequency 5,000, and if I move the gain, you'll hear the difference. Wind noise, you know, not as much wind noise. You can't really get rid of all of it, but you can play with it enough to where it's tolerable. But I do this with every airplane before I fly it. All right, so that sounds pretty good there. And we have real compressor. Oh, do I have that on here twice? Real comm. Oh, no, one's a gate and one's a compressor. Okay. All right, compressor. Let's open that back up again. I think I can pull up a web page and show you what it looks like. All right, and gain. Let's put that back up to 1.5. Let's put the limiter back on. And the main reason I'm doing this is because if you use a regular limiter to limit the wind noise, it's going to sound incredibly choppy and horrible. But if you use this system here, then, like right now, if I was to take off all the filters and just leave the limiter on, watch, I'll show you what it sounds like. the wind noise outside. If you were to limit it so it doesn't spike. Okay, let me go outside. Oops, wrong button. All right, so you can hear the wind noise, right? Now, if I was to increase the threshold here, you hear how like choppy it sounds? Hear how choppy? It's choppy like that. My bad, I didn't mean to blow your eardrums out. Shit, sorry about that. The reason it's so choppy like that is because, you know, if you look at these filters like it's a gate to like a door opening, right? Well, when you want to let the sound in, you open the door. When you want the sound, it sounds too much, you want to close the door to prevent the sound from coming in. The problem with wind noise is that it's always there. So the door doesn't have time to open or close. It's just like always like stuttering. Yeah. Exactly, with the wind noise. So I found that these filters really take care of a lot of this. And now, you know, you can be cruising. Let me turn the gain down a little bit here. Now, I still have to turn down the volume when I go outside. Like, there's really no way to really limit it 100%, but when you're inside, these filters make a big difference. It's just I have to change the sound profile when I go outside. Like, when I go outside the airplane, I usually have to lower the volume first, and then I'm okay. But yeah, right now, this sounds pretty good, I think. And then if I go outside and I just lower the volume, and then I can go outside and yeah, I gotta lower it like 10 to 15 dB usually. I have to lower it in order for it not to blow everybody out. So if I put the limiter on too much and I go outside, then it'll sound like shit. Let me just try just to make sure, but it's probably gonna sound like shit. Yeah, it sounds like shit. All right, that's okay right there. I'll leave that there like that. All right, so let me show you the filter I'm talking about here. Let me just pull up the web page, and then I'm gonna call it quits for a little bit. Exactly. No one can hear you scream. I've gone into space before, actually, in the simulator. The one I forget the I think it's Flying Fries. I think is the one who makes the little oh, what's it called? We have a spaceship here. I forget what it's called. But we've gone into space with this thing before. Let's see here. What is it called? There we go. Yeah, the Quasar, the Flying Fries Quasar. No, this spaceship right here. This spaceship is fun as hell to fly, man. All right, let me pull up that web page so I can show you those filters I'm talking about. Let's see here. VST filters for OBS. Oh, what are they called? Hang on. I almost have it here. Recommended. Yeah, okay, replugs. That's it from Reaper. That's it. Okay. All right, let me share my screen here. Okay. So they have the from Reaper, right? So here's like all the different screens I was just looking at. So they have a compressor, right, that you can use. This Re-X compressor, this is the one where you can plug in different frequencies and boost them or make them quieter. We have delay, real EQ. Here's another really good one. This is a really good one at isolating the different sounds, you know, that are bothering you. This refer right here, this is the one where wherever I said I'm putting it on like precise, you change the mode to precise, and then you run their system, and it builds this sound profile, and it shows you all the spikes and everything, and you can just. So yeah, it's a really good. It's got a lot of controls, and it's free. I think it was free if I remember right. So, all right, I'm getting out of here for a little bit. I'm gonna go eat some dinner real quick, and then I'm gonna come back and do this other flight. It'll probably be. Let me see here. If I can find this flight again. I think we're gonna be doing this flight here. Oh, let's see here. Flight tracking. Yeah, a bit of a learning curve with it, but it's definitely fun. Fun to play with, that's for sure. At least to try to get the sound profiles better. Yeah, this is the flight we're gonna do. Yep, from Idaho Falls to Phoenix. Yep, that's what we're gonna be doing here. So I'm gonna get that set up. I'm gonna eat some dinner real quick, and then I'll be back, and we'll do our next flight, and then I'm gonna call it a night after that, because I gotta go back to work tomorrow. Not unless I hit the Mega Millions tonight, man. If I hit that Mega Millions, woo boy, it's gonna be a happy day tomorrow. That's for sure, man. We gonna go out and buy all kinds of things we're not supposed to. we're gonna quit our job, and we're gonna get in trouble. That's for sure. All right, I'm out of here. I'll be back hopefully very soon. Grease, it was nice catching up with you, buddy. Hopefully, if I don't see you later on, you know, I'll catch up with you on Discord. I'll check out that that thing you put up on Discord for the DC-6, dude. Yep, absolutely. All righty, my friends, that's about it. I will see you all in the next episode of the Airplane Show. See ya.